Hey football fans, I'm Alex. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week in football, we're going to talk about the University of Texas defeating Texas Tech 70-35, and man, that was crazy. As soon as I saw the score, I had to double check and just be sure that it was 70-35, and it was. The UT offense literally scored 7 touchdowns. No field goals, just plain touchdowns. 1 pick six, if you want me to be more specific. The offense for the Longhorns did a terrific job in being able to combine everything that a team wants, that a coach wants in a victory. And what I mean by that is their quarterback, Casey Thompson, throwing 5 touchdowns, and then the UT rushing offense, 336 yards. The UT receiving offense got 306 yards, so over a total of 642 yards of offense. It is an absolute show of dominance by the Longhorns. The question now we have to see is, can they keep this up when they play TCU on Saturday at Amon G. Carter Stadium? TCU knows how to play football. Their offense is just as good as any other offense in the Big 12. They did lose to SMU last week in the Iron Skillet game, and so we'll see if they're going to be able to bounce back from that loss, and we'll see if the defense can hold the Longhorns' offense. Now, speaking of the Longhorns, let's go ahead and talk about Justin Tucker, the former UT Longhorn, now Baltimore Raven. He had broken the record for longest field goal in NFL history, 66 yards. 64 yards was the previous field goal record held by Matt Prater for the Denver Broncos at the time. Now, Justin Tucker, a lot of people know him as not only one of the most accurate kickers in the NFL, but also the former Longhorn who kicked the game-winning field goal in the last Texas A&M UT showdown. And ever since that game, Justin Tucker has been a consistent and reliable kicker. The Baltimore Ravens really struggled by drafting him and by signing him into the Baltimore Ravens. And I believe Justin Tucker, he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He has been a reliable kicker, currently the most accurate. 90% of his kicks have been made, and the dude has been one of the most greatest and calmest and probably even most emotional players on the field. A lot of people love him. Anybody who has hated the Ravens, do not hate Justin Tucker. They have nothing but the absolute respect for him, and I have the absolute respect for him as well, primarily because he's on my fantasy team and I've had him in my fantasy team for a very long time. The next team I want to talk about, and it pains me to say it because as a Cowboys fan, I never want to talk good praise about the Rams. The Rams have done a terrific job on offense. Matthew Stafford looks rejuvenated. He looks like the second coming of Peyton Manning when Peyton Manning had gone to the Denver Broncos after being released from the Colts. The Rams are not only 3-0, they defeated the Buccaneers 34-24. And it's important to look at the score because 1 minute before the game officially ended, the Buccaneers were actually down 34-17. So they didn't score their last second touchdown until the final minutes of the fourth quarter. And it's important to mention that because that just shows that by how much the Rams offense were leading against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers offense. And not only that, how good the Rams offense is in comparison to the Buccaneers defense. So we'll see if the Rams are going to be able to continue on this footstep on this season, because right now I do see them as the number 1 team, but we do know that the Buccaneers can always rebound. They've gotten better as the week progresses. We saw that last year as they were not only able to make the playoffs, they were able to win the Super Bowl. And let's not forget the Chiefs. While they did lose to the Chargers, they still demonstrated a great show of offense with Patrick Mahomes. And of course, the Packers. The Packers are also in contention for this after the game against the 49ers, in the fourth quarter, 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Aaron Rodgers leads the Packers offense. Literally only needed 2 passing plays, 2 deep passes to Devontae Adams. They never had to go out of bounds, and they were able to kick the game-winning field goal and win in San Francisco. And so we'll see again, how will the Rams progress as the season moves on. The last thing I want to talk about in the NFL is going to be the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. The Cowboys were able to win 41-21, and I was shocked by that because I woke up, I wasn't able to watch the game, I had it recorded, and when I woke up and I watched the game, I saw the entire offense just wake up and do a terrific job. Dak had only 5 incompletions, 21 of 26. Zeke had 95 yards with 2 touchdowns, and the entire Cowboys defense were able to dismantle Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense. Jalen Hurts had 2 interceptions, one returned by a touchdown by Trayvon Diggs. Michael Parsons, while he didn't have one full sack, he had half a sack. It still demonstrated his speed and his ability to be able to stop Jalen Hurts and that offense. And so the Cowboys, this is what everybody expected of the Cowboys this year. We'll see if they're able to continue that against the number 1 defense, the Carolina Panthers. All right, before I conclude, I want to talk about the 2 big games coming up this week. Let's go ahead and finish off with the NFL. And while a lot of people want the Buccaneers and the Patriots to be the game of the week, I personally think that the Rams and the Arizona Cardinals is going to be the big game of the week to watch. And primarily because both teams are 3-0. Kyler Murray is looking to have a great season, 7 touchdowns on the season, and the entire Cardinals offense looks like it was well built over the years. Cliff Kingsbury has done a terrific job in being able to build a well-matured offense, in the air raid offense to be exact. And it took him 3 years, DeAndre Hopkins signing AJ Green, getting James Conner from the Steelers, and then being able to build up that offensive line. I think the Cardinals do have a chance at making the playoffs, but the question is, can they beat the Rams? What's going to be the important factor? How can the offensive line protect Kyler Murray against Aaron Donald and that monster defense of the Rams? If they can beat Aaron Donald, if they can prevent Aaron Donald from forcing 3rd and longs, I do believe the Cardinals have a chance at being able to outpace the Rams. Now, the last game I want to talk about, and this is for college football, and while a lot of people will believe Arkansas-Georgia would be a great game of the week, I still think Arkansas is not ready to be able to face a team as strong as Georgia. And the reason I say that is because while Arkansas is 4-0, let's not forget that the first 2 games they won, let's not forget that of the 4 games that they've played, the 4 games that they've won, 2 of them were from non-Power 5 schools. One was an Aggie offense without their starting quarterback. The only real team that they had to face, the only team that didn't have any injuries or any problems was the UT Longhorns. All right, guys, with that, if you guys have any questions, any comments, please subscribe, please comment below. I would love to hear you guys' feedback. Stay tuned for next time.